So from the time I was about 3 until the time I was about 8, every summer, my entire family, my mother, my father, my brother, my sister, and I would pile into our town and country minivan and make the 13-hour drive down to see our grandparents at Kiwi Lake in South Carolina. And as you can imagine, with a family of 5 and a drive that long, the radio station was never right, the car was too cold, the car was too hot, my mom drove too slow, my father drove too fast, and our bathroom breaks never lined up. So, by the time we pulled into our grandparents' driveway, everyone was irritated and tired and just wanted to get away from each other. So we walked in and we'd say our hellos and catch up, and then very quickly, we would go down into the apartment downstairs and go to sleep in our respective beds. And the next morning, and every morning after that, I would wake up at precisely 8 a.m. and I would crawl out of bed and I would sneak really quietly. And I was tiny, so I would just kind of scamper up the stairs and I would peep around the corner at the top of the stairs into the kitchen where every morning my grandfather was sitting with his newspaper and his bowl of oatmeal and his cup of coffee and a glass of orange juice. And from where I was, I knew he couldn't see me. But somehow, every morning, the moment I got to the top of the stairs, he would push the orange juice glass across the table. And I would run over and I'd kind of climb into the chair and I would sit down and I'd drink the orange juice with him as he ate his breakfast. And we'd talk about what we were going to do that day, what I was excited for, kind of anything. And I always cherished those memories. And so, flash forward, about 6 years later, I was 17, and it was the summer before my senior year in high school. And my mom walked into my room, and she was carrying a manila envelope, and as she handed it to me, she told me that after months of being very sick and being in and out of the hospital, my grandmother had finally passed. And when I opened up the envelope, it was a stack of about 30 letters, each one with a little hand-drawn flower or a bird or something that my grandfather and I had written to each other, because we were pen pals for about 6 years. And as I read through each and every letter, and he asked me how the weather was in Pennsylvania, and he told me about his boat, and how sad he was when he finally had to sell it, and about how my grandmother and him were going to be moving to a new house because they couldn't take care of their house anymore. All of the memories came back, all of the bad ones on the car drives, and all of the memories of sitting with my grandfather looking out onto the lake and talking about absolutely everything. I realized that even though sometimes it was very difficult and irritating, I was so grateful for all the time and the effort that my grandfather put into each flower and each letter and each conversation and each glass of orange juice.